sure. Tell us in the queue, can you hear us, right? If you're in the chat, can you hear us? I think you can see us. Talk to us, right? We're going live now. We had some snafus, but we are up and running. We're here to talk about AEW Dynamite, which was last night. And it was good.
I can hear you.
Right? Yeah.
I can hear you. I just checked. Well,
Yeah.
I can't. So I don't know if I can hear myself, but when I see myself talk on YouTube, then I will see if I can go there again. I can hear myself. Look at that. Love hearing me. Yep. Dynamite. It was good.
Yeah. We're going to talk about all that, man. We are going to talk about that. We've got Jim in the chat. We've got the Wrestling with Neurodivergence pod in the chat. Anybody is welcome to join the chat. If you're tuning into us, we want to talk to you.
No, not anyone is welcome.
Well, yeah, not anyone.
So,
but you know,
not anyone.
We'll snuff them out as they come.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you're in there now and you think, oh, maybe get out. Like, I don't fucking care. Get out. I don't want to fucking even know you're around.
Yeah.
I'm not
there's
playing.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, yes, inclusive, but also,
well, you know, yeah,
inclusive if you feel that way.
Yeah, exactly. Right. There is the tolerance paradox, right? If you're not aware of it, get the fuck out of here.
So here we are.
So we need friends. That's why we're here. We're here to talk to friends, and that's it, right? We're getting on. We're moving along. We've got some good folks in the chat that we know about, and we are happy to talk to them about Dynamite. And Tom, I'll remind everybody to go to AllEliteWrapup.com. That's the place where you can find all of the links that you might need, right? To talk to us on the social medias, to give us money, whatever you might need over there, right? But Tom, you've got Dynamite pulled up, it seems like.
I do. And I tell you what, let's just talk about that because I don't want to talk about much else. It went down in a state that I forgot was a state, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
Up in the East Coast. And if you're in there, sorry, but like it's almost once a week, I will forget that Vermont's a state. I just like, oh, I thought that was a city. Always forget that.
Yeah. I've got family in Maine, so like I kind of remember they exist sometimes, right? When I got to go.
Maine stays in my mind because of clam chowder.
Clam chowder.
Yeah. But you get like, New Hampshire.
That's not real, right?
Might as well be a borough in New York. I'm kidding.
It's kind of like the birds. It doesn't exist. Right? All right, never mind. No,
we don't need conspiracy. Hey, because you know why?
More the people that can be gone, that can get ghosts, can get out of here.
Because conspiracy theories are for dumb fucks who don't know how things work. It went down at the SNHU Arena in Manchester, New Hampshire. The granddaddy of them all.
Yeah.
Granddaddy of them all. And we had everyone's favorite uncle, Tony Schiavone, in the ring. And he brought out the Hurt Syndicate. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP. And before we even get to what they said and all the stuff, because we're going to talk about how they interacted with others, I posed this question on Threads. It is the one social media I kept. Don't follow me on Twitter or Facebook because I don't have them anymore. Do you
a little worried about Threads? I might have to move to Blue Sky to be honest with you. But anyway, well, you know.
No, we got a great community on Threads.
We have a great community there. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Do I trust the platform? I'm a little worried, but you know.
Who do you trust?
Deal with that when it happens.
Yeah. Do you think the Hurt Syndicate, just gut feeling, do you think the Hurt Syndicate expands, or is it a tag team with a manager?
Yeah, man. Well, and are they a tag team necessarily? I feel like they still do.
Shelton and Bobby can.
But I get what you mean, right? It's a duo, right? Man, I don't know. I feel like for a while they shouldn't, right? I think establish them here as who they are, right? And then
for a little bit.
I mean, yeah. I don't think you gotta go too long, but like, you know.
Yeah. You know who, we'll talk about her in a little bit, but I'll just say it now. I think Mercedes Moné should kick Camille to the curb and join the Hurt Syndicate.
Oh, that abortion of a wrestler. Anyway, all right.
MVP was in there and he said, hey, you don't need to introduce me because the crowd is chanting my name. And there they are chanting MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And then he lies because he says Bobby Lashley's 19-0 in MMA. No, he's not. He's 15-2. You know how I know? I booked 5 of his fights. Yeah. And so, fun fact. I don't care if he knows. We're friends. His first name isn't Bobby. It's Franklin. Yeah. That's why we keep saying Frankie. So anyone not catching on to that. But he says, hey, our goal is to enrich the lives of the younger talent, which kind of feels like what Jon Moxley's saying. Interesting.
Yeah.
And then he also said, hey, if you get a business card, it's like a golden ticket to success. And if you don't, well, look at this. And it shows them beating up on old Swerve Strickland.
Yeah.
Neat. Now, Swerve Strickland comes out and just goes, Bobby Lashley, full gear. And MVP kind of undersells it and is like, we'll see you there, kid. So what did you think of this opening monologue interview?
First of all, the crowd was into this and it made MVP feel like a big deal, right? He got the spiel out well. The guy standing next to him looked tough, right? He sold him well. All that's going great. When Swerve started to come out, I was a little miffed because it's pro wrestling. A guy interrupts a promo ready to beat some ass, isn't stopped by 8 officials necessarily, right? Like, why did we suddenly stop Swerve here when various other times throughout the night somebody comes out and beats the shit out of somebody?
Well, he's the most dangerous man in AEW. Like, if we're understanding maybe the reasoning for why right. So potentially that's why in storyline.
And he had evil in
I thought didn't match. So this is what I mean. Swerve. So they didn't match and then Swerve didn't match. And I'll break it down. So Swerve doing the Bobby Lashley full gear was met with the LOL. Okay. Right. MVP was just like, ha ha ha. And that doesn't match the intensity at full gear. Right. And second, I understand. Like I said, they have told us that Swerve Strickland is the most dangerous man in AEW. Okay. But he's also the coolest. And I felt like this should have been, oh, you motherfuckers are in suits? Check out my mink coat, right? He should have been like, look, you beat me up, but I don't even give a shit. Like, it should have been
he didn't
cooler.
Do this to Hangman as much, right? Like, he approaches it sinister. It's not like it's on site, whether it's good for me or not right now to walk into 3 dudes. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's even said, like, I've done things to get to certain spots. So you would think he would know, hey, they did this to me to get a top spot in this company. So, yeah, I wish he would have came at it a little bit more cool and like, you, Bobby Lashley, are so fucked. Like, that would have been cool. Because then MVP saying we'll see you there, kid, matches what Swerve was doing. But the attitudes didn't match. And then again, for me, Swerve Strickland, I know they keep saying the most dangerous. I think he's the coolest. And so would have liked to see a little bit cooler of a Swerve Strickland than this ruthless aggression Swerve Strickland.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then we keep it moving and we get into our opening contest. We have what's called now the Death Riders. I like this. Claudio and always in his gear, Pac. With Wheeler Yuta, fighting old freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. And Darby Allin, eventually someone has to be like, hey, man, you just want to do like, I don't know, just a body slam and like, let's just call it good there. Cause God, he's jumping off the stage here. Claudio later throws him into the post and he lands awkwardly on his hip and probably his shoulder. It was wild, but before we get into the match, what do you think about the Death Riders?
Death Riders is, I guess, better than Blackpool Combat Club now that the reason the term Blackpool was used is gone, right? And that's good. It's fine. It's a pro wrestling sounding name, right? And it's good. I don't hate it. It fits more of what we're doing, right, than Blackpool Combat Club did. So I'm fine with it. Yeah.
And it's the finisher name. It's the name of the finisher for Jon Moxley. So now if like you're a disciple of Jon Moxley, you then become the Death Rider or a Death Rider. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's kind of cool. Like,
yeah, you get the olive pants and the black shirt and now you're in the gang.
If they keep some of the better artwork that they've done recently for their t-shirts. It's awesome. No offense to John Moxley, but this like Affliction, 2008 t-shirt design, missed me on that one. So maybe let's update it a little bit. You know what I mean? But Death Rider has more of like a Sons of Anarchy, and I'm not even saying that's a little dated, but you know what I'm saying? So like,
but yeah, it definitely feels like a rogue,
Yeah. So we get this tag team matchup. It's fun. We're getting everything. And then we get a schmoz because Yuta comes out. He distracts. Orange Cassidy says, get the fuck out of here. And then Marina, which again, stop doing this if we're not doing intergender fighting. She just comes in and front kicks the male referee, and then we end the match, and then we're getting
I would
John
almost
Moxley
like it more.
and stuff.
And your point for anybody new is that like it feels weird when the woman is allowed to beat up the man, but the man cannot back, right? Like because then like that's, and so in AEW has said they're not going to do that, right? They're not going to do intergender things, right? Have they done any? I know they said they wouldn't. I don't recall if they've.
I don't believe they have.
And so, yeah, I would almost encourage you then to, if you're going to do it as part of the storyline, lean into it more. Have them be like, what are you going to do? Can't touch her, right? And then have them go into Tony Khan and be like, what? What? Like, why are you letting her beat up on us? But that would create a story where you'd have to address it, obviously, right? And they probably don't want to. So yeah, it does feel odd, right?
Or it's a female talent says, I'll step up to her, and you get everyone's favorite Willow Nightingale taking out Marina Shafir. Yeah, I would like Willow to step up and stomp her out.
Willow!
You always got to have it.
Yeah.
So the numbers catches up, and we're getting all the fun stuff. Orange Cassidy's getting beat up. And then the conglomeration runs out as Moxley and the Death Riders retreat. So we get that happening. And, okay. What did you think? What do you think of this first schmoz finish, I guess you could say?
Yeah, a lot going on here, right? And then a melee that I kind of felt like felt more like we just stalled a bit this week, right? On this storyline.
I agree. And I also think it's being presented, at least, that like even in the graphics, John Moxley takes over, Cleveland. John Moxley takes over New Hampshire. But really, he's just doing like got you in a choke. Bye-bye.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, they're not really establishing ground or anything. Shout out also in the chat, joining Jim and Wrestling with Neurodivergence Pod. It's fuck your mama 2 times. So I had to make sure we get that. And he says, what's up, boys? Sorry I'm late, but I'm happy to see you guys. Good episode of Dynamite. Loved all the segments and matches. This match with the Death Riders and OC and Darby kicked major ass. And then later he said, I come here for the Willow and stay for the laugh.
Willow! You always got to have it.
Yeah.
I think the other thing, and I'm not trying to say, hey, everything that was successful with the NWO, just do it again.
Sure.
But the thing that made the NWO also must buy pay-per-view kind of matches was they didn't wrestle on TV. Like they didn't fuck around with this, I'll wrestle on, Nitro, but like for this case, Dynamite kind of stuff. So make them less attainable, right? They come in, they fuck you up, they cut a promo, they push down Tony Schiavone.
Yeah.
Everyone runs after him. Ha ha ha. Get me at the pay-per-view. You know what I mean?
What the NWO did that nobody else has since done when they've tried to do this we're taking over angle is ever explain to me how just wrestlers having matches means you're going to take anything over. Like they haven't explained like what this means. And that's not what he's saying here even really, I guess, right? He's just kind of saying we're reshaping it or we're like
in our image.
Yeah. And so I guess that's a little different in that regard. So that makes more sense where it's now just we're having matches, right? But yeah, there's still not this like, that wasn't any different than before. You're just more aggressive and an asshole about it now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I will say to Moxley's point, he even then cuts a promo later, which we'll get to, but he talks about how like, it's finally time you guys say you turn into the wrestlers you want to be. And, we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, it's not a hostile takeover. We're tearing down and taking over. It was just like, it kind of sounds like hey, you guys are all fucking weenies. Let's be real pro wrestlers and not and be, instead of being this entertainment company.
Fuck Your Mama 2 Times says, I've been rewatching old episodes of Nitro and a lot of it sucked, especially the NWO segments. Yeah, I mean, I think rewatching anything. I'm one where if I pull up an old movie, I'm probably like, meh, right? I just think sometimes those things are a moment in time,
Wait a minute. Hold on. Are we talking about bloated NWO?
Yeah, those sucked. Yeah.
Those suck. But up until, honestly, this is how I felt. Even rewatching most of it, up until the $1 Million Man joins.
Oh, it was Candace TV.
Well, even maybe 6. Let's say when 6 is counting and he's sitting in the crowd, right after when the Giant joins, then it's now we're starting to fizzle and some stupid.
Well, and then once it was split, I mean, as cool as the Wolfpack was to
that's that's way later. But but I'm just talking about the must-see TV of Scott Hall to, I would say, right before the Giant joins. Love that.
Jim says that Hogan creative control, brother. Yeah, that can get in the way. He also said Mox is scary, and I Mox is coming across in that way of this is vicious. He's out for blood.
Well, he is scary.
And there's nothing you're going to do if he gets in your sights, right? And he's willing to put his own people at risk for this. And so, I think it's good. It's a nice little angle like that. Like we said, these people are sort of this almost kind of feels like, what was that stupid group in WWE that never came to fruition? That they were jumping in. They had that anarchy symbol, and they were
Retribution.
Right. It almost kind of feels more like that done better, right? And actually looking to achieve something, but. Yeah.
I will say, remember when we met Dean Ambrose, and he was a very intense individual. So it's not really an act with this guy.
He seemed to be tolerating us at best, I would say, during that experience.
Let him go a little bit longer and I'll be tolerating him. That's how I felt. Motherfucker, don't think.
Well, whatever was taking Seth Rollins so long in the goddamn bathroom was what was probably pissing him off, because he was
it wasn't necessarily us.
And apparently we thought Seth Rollins was in there taking a 10-inch shit until we found out some guy had commandeered to make him give him autographs in there or some shit.
Yeah. But then he was starting. I was like, brother, I am not.
Anybody hasn't worked in radio, you get some weird stories, but it sucks.
Oh, yeah.
You get some fun stories. Yeah.
All right. So then after this match, Renee Paquette talks to Ricochet, but we'll get into that. Basically, who's your partner? Oh, we'll see. Neat. Oh, actually, I'm very sorry. No. I apologize. I'm getting this confused with something else. This was actually Renee Paquette asking, hey, what's up? And then the Hurt Syndicate. Here is when less is more, because they didn't say much.
Yep.
They let. One of the worst things for me, at least, is the silence, right? Being comfortable in the silence.
Yeah.
Sitting there and in negotiations, because I do a lot of negotiations and part of my job, when I just counter and I'm like, no, it's going to be 8%. And you let that silence sit, they fucking squirm, right? And that's kind of what this was it was like, hey, how you doing? And Ricochet's messing with his suit, and then Bobby's even messing with his suit, and he's like, just wanted to wish you luck. He goes, all right, watch me work.
Because they come around, they start doing the putting their arms, and he's like, hey, you can tell, he played it off well too, of okay, hey, right? He was nervous, but he's like I can't act too nervous, right? And he was like, we already talked already, and he was like, yeah, of course. We just came to wish you luck. Oh, that was amazing. That was done perfectly.
Yeah, I like the awkwardness, because the awkwardness sent a message of, we're not really saying what we mean here. You know that
sending
too.
The message, right?
Yeah, but you can't sue us, right? We didn't say we were gonna beat you up or anything like that. We just said good luck.
Yeah, we said
just said good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we go back into the ring, and now we have a fight without honor trios match, the Learning Tree versus the Conglomeration. And then we get Moxley and the Death Riders. And
it was just, I will say this about that. I was like, why are we doing another large tag team thing that ended up in a goddamn I don't know if it ended in a schmoz, but like there was just way too much involved, right? And I just thought that was, man, we've already included 45 wrestlers in the first two segments here.
Yeah, okay. If I have to say anything about it, two things I'll say. Ishii gets the pinfall victory, so most likely Ishii versus Jericho. And second, it was great to see Jericho take big moves the day after that bullshit. And so good. I fucking liked it. I hope it all hurt. I hope it always hurts. I hope you fucking get paper cuts on the bottom of your feet. I hope your kids end up punching the dick every time you see them. And I hope your wife doesn't love you. So there you go.
I second all of those things.
Yeah. And then Moxley and the Death Riders, they're leaving the arena. And
this feels like old T-Mac. I got to be honest. If anybody has been listening to us for, long time, like we're talking 10, 11 years, we went through some time where Tom felt this way about
There was a dark phase. Yeah, there was a dark phase. Yeah, I was saying this about anything. Yeah.
Now, I support this. The people that are getting the anger that Tom is spewing out now deserve it and more.
Yeah.
And I've got plenty, and this is the first time I've not been able to spew it, so I'm going to let it ride for now. But yeah, this is, man, we're getting some old angry T-Mac here.
Trust me. I did an hour and a half on the treadmill today, and I was thinking this through of like, I don't want to be the dark cloud of T-Mac because it lasted pretty long. And trust me, when I woke up that next morning, that feeling became an old friend real quick.
Yeah.
And so it's not, but it is for those.
Of course.
And so
more.
Yeah. Right. Because there's going to be other things I'm going to talk about that are really fun. Yeah. Speaking of John Moxley and the Death Riders.
And everybody in the chat. And we encourage more of you to join in the chat. Not the Jericho types, but Yeah,
if you're the Jericho type, I hope you trip upstairs in public and everyone laughs at you.
Yeah.
Moxley and the Death Riders, as we were saying.
What was the one you used to say?
Moxley says,
"You were like, I hope you run out of hot water so you don't feel clean."
Yeah. Hope you take a shower and all the hot water runs out and you don't feel clean the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I hope you get bad credit. That was another one I like. Yeah. Orange Cassidy. He's talking about Orange Cassidy. And then he says, "Hey, Orange, Yuta doesn't owe you anything. What, just because you were a nice guy to him? No.
Gave him a couple dollars.
Yeah. He's a soldier," he says.
I like that too, because it kind of sells him. He's like, "What are you talking about, man? Like, he's a grown man. Like, you never bummed rides from people. You stole them shit. Like,
get over this. But essentially, like, get over this breakup, you idiot."
Yeah.
And then here's again another fun thing I thought. Excuse me. He says about Darby Allin, "I had high hopes for you, but you're a disappointment." It's still this like, "Hey man, I love you, bud, but man, are you doing the wrong thing?" Yeah. And then the line that I
feel about them Jericho types, some of them, I'm like, God, you fucking.
Nope, not me. I hope they all go straight to hell.
There's plenty of those. There's. Yeah.
Nope, all of them. If you don't, anyhow, really, all of them. Every single.
Yeah, I mean, all of them is fine with me too. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
71
because you chose hate.
Whatever million. Yeah,
Yeah, you chose hate, and I fucking hope that hate finds you, and then you cry in its fucking presence. You fucking jerks. Maybe he says it's time for you all to stop playing at the thing you want people to think you take seriously. That's the mission statement. That's what Moxley's talking about. And that's where you're saying it's different than a takeover. It's almost like tough love, where it's like, I'm only having to do this because everyone here sucks.
I won't accept that this is the fucking standard. So I'm going to leave you not able to keep competing if you don't meet the standard.
Yeah. You know, it'd be funny to get super meta if he's like, because the ratings fucking suck. And until we get to $1 billion,
stock options in this shit, and I'm not gonna let that happen.
And then bullshit. Yeah,
Tony Khan gave me a lot of stock options, and I didn't.
Yeah. That's his angle. Is like, we need to be number one.
Yeah,
that'd be funny. All right. So then we get into some in-ring action. And here's something I found interesting on AEW's website, which I'm reading this from. It says Undisputed Kingdoms Adam Cole. Because if you recall, Adam Cole did this I got to do it on my own thing. And we had kind of had like a breakup between the Undisputed Kingdom and Adam Cole. But I guess, LOL, now he's part of it. And he's taking on the House of Black, Malachi Black, the leader of this thing. And what the fuck is this, Tim? What are we doing? Because Adam Cole is out here. Are you froze? Oh, I thought you froze.
I'm not froze. No, I'm just, I'm stuck on this one too. Cause I was thinking the same thing as it was happening. I was like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Well, here's what. Okay. So the match is fine. It's fun, but we all know what happens here.
Yeah.
Adam Cole gets the victory, but Malachi Black was defiant to the end. Defiant of what? Just losing, I guess.
Yeah.
Because he sat and he's like, "Give it to me." It's like, what?
Yeah.
And then Adam Cole was like, "Hey, brother, this guy was one of my favorites," and they hug.
Yeah.
What is the House of Black?
I don't know what this House of Black needing to show, like to show respect to their competitors now is.
Yeah, I don't. What? I guess. And we also see maybe that's the babyface turn is, hey, if they're nice to the other people, then we'll like them. But they're also losing, so they're kind of losers. But we also see Kyle O'Reilly, and he's backstage and he's watching the TV. So what do you make of Kyle O'Reilly watching Adam Cole?
Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly's been hanging around, right? Doing the sting from afar kind of thing. Man, I feel like somebody's. Yeah, I don't know, man. Kyle's gonna affect somebody, but who? Right? Is he gonna join with like Roddy and that team, or like, is it like Cole and him again? Yeah, it's probably that. It's probably they're all turning on Cole because everybody's loving Cole now. We're showing how great he is, and then.
Yeah, and. Yeah, something. Or maybe they all join together. Who knows? But I think it's that. I think it's Kyle says, me and Roderick and the other two were the group. The group that Charisma forgot, and we're gonna take over the world. Maybe that's what happens.
Yeah.
But Adam Cole, like I said, he says the 2 down, 1 to go. And guess what? Tony Khan said if Roderick Strong also gets the 3, we're all gonna fight you, Max.
Yeah.
And then he goes, Max, we're gonna kick your ass. And then Max is just like seen on a telephone, payphone, or no, not payphone. Jesus Christ, I'm old.
Yeah.
On a cell phone. And he says, I need you to pay someone a visit. Now, I said this on Threads and I did get excited, but I was hoping for the motherfucking Nick Gage coming back, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's the one who brought him in. MJF brought in Nick Gage. So I was thinking Nick Gage brings him in, or he brings in Nick Gage again.
I think this is a weird segment. Again, it's pro wrestling. I try to remember when it's pro wrestling. Let's just, it's pro wrestling. But if I were in the world that the pro wrestling is in, right? Like if I'm in kayfabe land, I'm sitting here believing that we just have live via satellite MJF in his house in case we need to cut to him for some reason.
Yeah, because we have said, that Tony Khan has gone on record in like legitimate interviews, have said like, I don't like the camera is there and no one else knows. Yeah. Like it's a real, we all see it. So yeah, in this regard, what the fuck was that?
With what comes later, I don't even think we needed this. Like I think there was enough.
Yeah,
that was but anyway, yeah. But it was, again, and as Wrestling with Neurodivergence pod says here in the chat, suspend disbelief and have fun. And we try to do that. Yeah, of course.
Look, and I totally do. It's just to stay consistent, right? If you're telling me, hey, the wrestlers always know that the camera's here, cool. But then, because here's where it would have made sense. Again, let me write this because I do it way better. Is Adam Cole says, story time with Adam Cole, baby. And MJF goes, nope, not doing this. And he interrupts him. And then essentially Adam Cole says, you know what? If it's Roderick Strong and me, Ty, we're both kicking your ass. And then Adam Cole goes away. Then we see MJF say, I need someone to take care of this, right? Like that is how you should have done it.
So you were hoping Nick Gage, but who did you think it was that was on the other end of that line? Like, honestly, you didn't honestly think they were like pulling out Nick Gage.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
He was a big hit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the most infamous moments in AEW Dynamite.
I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but I wouldn't have thought I don't factor that we're going to see him again.
That's bullshit.
I know it. I agree with you, but I just get the feeling like we're probably not seeing him on AEW, at least not AEW Dynamite.
Yeah. Bullshit.
I kind of thought, and we got him later, but I thought it could be Powerhouse Hobbs. But that's who I was thinking in the moment, and surprise, surprise later, but
yeah, so we'll get to it. But after this, Renee Paquette is interviewing Switchblade Jay White. And before anything could really even be said, Hangman comes out, Molly whops him.
Yeah.
And then they go out to the outside. And yet again, one of the most interesting dynamics to this feud, Hangman has Jay White ankle up there. He's going to smash it. And then Juice runs in and goes, no, I got the chair. Why didn't you just tackle him? Like, you didn't have to. I don't know. Because it was almost like, in a play when they're like going through a set change and like the people in all black just grab the thing from the characters and they're cute. It felt like, because then he doesn't attack him. He just grabs the chair and then just keeps running, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
and then he just left the. Right? Yeah, like very stage like you're saying, where they'd be like, all right, like why wouldn't you just keep beating the guy up? Like, why would you
just beat him up? Just beat him up. He's right there. Just beat him up.
Yeah.
And so then they go back to fighting, Jay White and Hangman.
Yep.
And then Jay White does hey, your hip essentially is going to be what costs you, or your leg, I should say. It's going to be your downfall. And then who knows? Maybe I'll be the first one to make Hangman tap. I didn't even know that was a thing. I guess I never.
Neither did I.
Wait a minute.
Well,
is that a thing? Because when he got hung by Swerve with the chain, did they just call it because he passed out? That's probably what they did.
Yeah,
he's probably referring to
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's what he's probably
maybe.
To.
Yeah, I did not know that. Like in the Hangman canon, that he had not submitted. Interesting.
Yeah. What did you think of this, though? Are you a fan of this Jay White Hangman? Are you needing some more? You want some less? What are you thinking?
I like this Hangman version, and I like that he's not well, right? And he's doing things like this to people. I think Jay White being sort of the first quote unquote victim here after Swerve is falling flatter than I thought I would have, right? I don't know. Maybe just because it feels like there's no reason, right? Like, I guess they have personal animosity, but
and he beat him. So yeah, I guess that's the reason.
I don't hate it, right? Again, all the players are doing fine. I love Juice Robinson. He's always fun to see. Jay White, as we've said, fucking everybody loves that guy. He should have won.
Everyone loves
would have fucking won a goddamn landslide. And then Hangman, of course, and the evil Hangman, love it. But yeah, I just feel like if I wrote all that on paper, I'd be like, this is going to be excellent. And I'm like, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah. And I also think it's not the focus either. So like that, this segment was not long necessarily.
Yeah, that's true. If this were maybe the main thing, they could delve a little more into subtleties. And stuff. And
I will say also, to me, I love this Hangman, but it feels, and maybe this is just my, sympathetic nature towards Hangman because I love him. There he is, right up there. But I kind of wish we all knew that this wasn't the real Hangman. And everyone was fighting him to make him realize, like, this isn't you, right?
Yeah, brother,
like
stop
it's
man.
Yeah, and it's like, no, fuck off. I'm real mean. Like he just, and they're like, you're not. I'll burn your house down too.
Sweet dude, you're like a really good guy.
Like maybe that would make
your
it more.
Your wife is on the phone. She would like to talk to you, and you need.
To tell her I said I'll call her back.
I told her I
You
was.
Yeah. You donated to the teachers fund. Oh, I know that you didn't know that. It was Monopoly money. Ha ha ha. No, it wasn't, Hangman. It was a check right here.
This is where the Dark Order could come in handy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Again, don't make Hangman like that silly, but I do think it would be interesting if people were like,
a more serious version of that. Yeah, if you could have a serious
like stop
talk with
this
the
shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no, like you don't understand the pain in my heart. And then, we can, anyhow, that'd be fun. What was also fun, but a little silly, is Renee Paquette was backstage again. And this time she's interviewing Statlander. And now Statlander wants the TBS championship, which, okay. And they said at Full Gear, you and Mercedes. And she's like, that's what's up. And then we go to a single shot of Renee, and she's like, it's gonna be a good match. And then we hear, and you see Statlander like jump out of the way and kind of, I guess, dive into some like guardrails or something like that. Then the camera, great camera work, because this is again where it's like you wanted to hear this, but you also wanted to identify like the camera person's there. He runs to the window, and Mercedes is like, "You couldn't do this."
Yeah, she's like,
you
missed
idiot.
her.
You missed her.
Wasn't even trying to hide it. Wasn't like, oh no, it was like, you missed her. You fucking dumbass. You abortion of a human being. Somebody should have aborted. Anyway, all right. Sorry, I don't want to go too
yeah. Oh, I got some things to say, but I'll stop.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking about wrestlers.
I hope she's just gone. Anyway.
Well, no, I was thinking some wrestlers who were all about it, and then fuck it, I'm gonna say it. Fuck you, CM Punk, you asshole who was like wearing the pro-abortion shirt in fucking Texas and being all pro that. And I think you are. Here's the thing. I think you are. I think you do believe in that stuff. I think you do believe in LGBT rights and things of that nature. However, you dumb fuck, you're like a guy that works at KFC telling the chicken to stay strong. You fucking work for the McMahons, and I don't give a fuck that Vince isn't there. Linda is. Linda's on the transition team of fucking Trump's getting back into that fucking White House. So suck a dick. Over here hugging Stephanie McMahon, acting like, oh, the McMahons are totally out of it. No, I tell you, Vince doesn't write the television anymore, everyone. It's Triple H, his son-in-law, that was there every step of the way that he was doing all this bullshit. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, fuck him. Anyway.
I just can't take it. I can't.
I know. No, the hypocrisy is.
There's others that I actually like genuinely love that like really are aggravating me too. Sami Zayn. But then we get Statlander takes them both out, takes out Camille, not CM Punk and Sami Zayn. Right. Statlander takes out Camille and Mercedes Moné. Badass. What do you think of that part? She looks like a badass against two.
Yeah, again, that, right? If we booked her as the strongest, right? Like let's do it and have her do that, right? Have her where they've got to try to run her over, or it's a bad time for them.
Yeah. Again, though, numbers. It's interesting, and maybe this is me just going on pro wrestling lore, but the numbers for a bad guy, are getting outworked. But then the good guys have way too many people, and Jay White's still getting beat up a little bit. Like, what are we doing? Anyhow, it's fun. I think she looked great in this, though. I think this was the best moment of whatever we're calling this feud. Hopefully it continues because we got a couple more weeks, so we shall see what happens. Now, Tim, we get Boo the Patriarchy. Credit for putting them on this episode. Boo the Patriarchy. Christian Cage walks down with Mother Wayne, Nick Wayne, and Kip Sabian. He also has security. And he says, hey, everyone, before we get into the business, I want to introduce everyone to the newest member of the Patriarchy, Kip Sabian. And here's attention to detail that actually worked. He says, you know when the moment was that I knew like he was going to be my son? And they show when Christian was about to sign the contract, Kip Sabian takes the pin, runs, Christian follows him. We see I guess, Death Riders, standing there. And Christian said he knew, I signed this. They're jumping me. Then I'm not the reigning, defending, undisputed next or the heavyweight champion. So welcome him. It's the best thing a son has ever done for me. And then Nick Wayne kind of side eyes him. So what'd you think of this part?
Well, yeah, the Luchasaurus angle was going that way, right? So they had a story written for somebody to be upset about him liking another son better. And so I think this is a good stand-in if that's, you know what I mean? But interestingly, Kip Sabian was going to be involved in this before Luchasaurus was gone, if I remember correctly, right? Because he was hanging around getting involved. So, but I mean, it's easy to plug that into there while Luchasaurus, you know, gets healthy, you know, hopefully we see him again. I don't know.
Hopefully. Here's the thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, interesting, right? And I think that's where they're going to lead into. And then, yeah, I mean, you know, that was enough for that because we got more into the speech as we go. But.
Well, so here's the thing that I found the most interesting about this whole he hugs Kip Sabian. We see the look from Nick Wayne. Mother Wayne isn't giving Christian side eye. Mother Wayne is just like, great job, Kip. So do we start to see like a, hey, mom?
Yeah, mom.
And because she could go,
my children. Like, but you're real fucking yeah.
And that's when she go, you know, essentially paraphrasing here, she could say like, you know, you started all this. I said, don't even join Christian.
Yeah.
Now I'm with Christian. He's a great man. The most man I've ever been with, right?
Yeah.
Saying it to Nick Wayne. Oh,
yeah.
Because then if you switch it there where the mom is like, your dad was a piece of shit. And he's like, I'm a young kid. I didn't know. And she's like, yeah, you idiot. You know, that could be fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, we could go a lot of ways with this. And look, I mean, step MILF says Jim in the chat. Yeah, if she's like degrading him and not even like that your dad was a piece of shit, just that like your dad was like a dumbass, a goof. He wasn't this man. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he wasn't this, you know. Oh, yeah, because if we could do something to where the tension builds and you get Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian in the corner, like Nick Wayne has him down and he's going to punch him. And then Christian like pulls him off and Nick Wayne looks at Christian. And he's like, and he starts to push him. And then Mother Wayne low blows her own son. Oh, that would be fun.
Could be good.
That would be fun. So we get that. The I love you, Kip. And then Hook walks out. Stop making him talk. He says, whatever you got to say, make it good. I don't have patience. Here, hold on.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have patience.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely isn't great on the mic yet. I would shorten it up.
Yeah.
I would just be like, what do you want? You know what I mean? Like, say what you got to say, right? Just leave it at that.
I wouldn't even have him say anything. Just fucking have him walk out, do this. You know? And so, okay. So I'll talk about what. Yeah, exactly. I'll say what Christian has to say, but because my hood's up, this is the other point I wanted to make. He's in a black hoodie. He's beating up security guards that are dressed in all black.
Yeah,
we can't fucking tell what's happening.
Yeah.
And you dumbass, if you really wanted to be like, my dad's the best, wear an orange hoodie. We know what orange means, especially to your family.
Yeah. Get some orange.
Details. It's just little details. But Christian says this. He goes, you're a wild card, Hook. Ooh, you're a wild card. And he says, you're like a bull in a china shop. Ooh, yeah, modern references. And then he goes, I need a son like you. Okay, now we're getting weird. And then he goes, but because you could be disciplined. Yeah, okay, Trump, starting to feel weird here. What are you trying to fuck your own daughter?
Sure,
because that's what he wants here. Yeah, the next president wants to fuck his own daughter. And then he says, but you got another voice in your ear, and you're never gonna be rising to the top because your dad Taz is an idiot and he sucks. and he was a big fish in a little pond in ECW. And then when he came to the big times, he couldn't hack it, and he joined the commentator booth. And I do like this. He says, "So what do you want to be? You want to be a commentator, or you want to be a champion?" And then, now you're talking something different, you know?
Yeah, that was interesting. The part that really stuck out to me is him saying, like, your dad knew who hit him. Like, why didn't he tell you?
Oh,
like,
yeah. Yeah. If your dad knew, why did he make you go fishing around for all this shit? Ooh, that is a good detail. What do you think?
He tried to say it was because your dad knew you needed like a real or whatever, right? Like whatever his thing. But like, we got to find out, is that true? Like, did he know it was Christian and not tell Hook? Like, we have to get that answer between the two of them, right? Hook and Taz. Like, I don't.
Yeah, because I could see it being explained in this regard. Taz saying, "I know what you would do for me, so I didn't want to tell you who it was because I didn't want you to kill the person. Like, just let me get attacked. I'm fine. I've gone through a million of these. I fought Sabu 10 million times, so I know what pain feels like. Let me just come back and we'll be all good.
Motherfucker will be all right.
Yeah,
we'll be good.
Yeah, we're all good.
I got lawyers.
Yeah. And so again, he says Taz sucks, and then he says, "I wish your father was dead." First time we get like a real father dead angle from Christian.
Well, he just said, "I wish he was dead," which again, why didn't you kill him?
Yeah.
When you
yeah. Well, you hit his knee, but you didn't want to hit it in the head.
Yeah.
You don't kill people by hitting them in the knee.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. Yeah. You hit him in the head.
What did that one was that on Heroes of Wrestling when Greg Valentine said he was going to kill somebody with the leg lock? Yeah, he said he was going to figure 4 leg lock on them until they died. Oh man. If anybody goes back, if you go back through all the episodes, find I think the old Spanish Announce Table episodes are still on this feed. If you find episode 21 and listen to the last segment, it's a treat.
And just that, only if you're going in the back, don't listen to anything else back then because it was bad.
Yeah.
Not that it was bad that we weren't good. We were good.
No,
I said
that's where we celebrated episode 21 by getting drunk and watching Heroes of Wrestling and just recording our thoughts on it. And it's some of the best stuff we've ever done.
And if you do, I was single. So here's a wedding ring on my hand now, but I did not have that. And I did not know my wife at that time.
Moment in the, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, because if you're like, what the fuck? Who's Bad Breath Kathy? I was single. We used to call her Bad Breath Kathy. She smoked cigarettes and it was fucking miserable.
How have I gone this long and not known that you referred to this person as Bad Breath Kathy?
I called her Bad Breath Kathy.
Like on the recording? I don't remember.
No. But to her face, like, because she was like, "Oh, you just can't stand that I smoke." I'm like, "Yeah, it fucking sucks. Like, it fucking sucks." Yes.
Good time.
Miserable.
Good,
go ahead.
Go back. If you're bored and you need some entertainment, final segment of episode 21.
There you go. Okay. So
Fuck Your Mama 2 Times says, "I think you guys should do watch-alongs to all Japan classics." We could do some of that. We need to get more in the watch-along things. We've been talking about it left and right, and we enjoy these moments with our friends, Tom.
I agree, but not that first. I think we should still make fun of bad wrestling to get a following, and then
of course, yeah.
Because the thing that would suck, I would feel like, at least first off, is
for just like this was good. I like this match.
That was then it's like,
no, it's got to be bad wrestling. Yeah, it has to be bad. We've got to find like the worst,
Or we can get into suggestions of great wrestling that we've never seen, and then we're gonna be like, "Oh my god," don't say that, but like you could say, maybe, I don't know, whatever's your kink. Download it now because they're getting rid of porn. And so that happened. And then here we go. Then Alex Marvez is talking to Don Callis, and then this tall drink of a man walks up and says, "I got something for you to hear." And like, to your point, then we didn't need the MJF thing earlier. We could have just played this. And Don Callis gets some money. He gets the Dynamite diamond ring. And essentially MJF says, "Get someone to beat up Adam Cole or Roderick Strong or both." And Don Callis goes,
But what about the ring? Like, why does he give him the ring?
I guess to knock him out.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess the knock, like this is the knockout, but don't mess it up kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting. Just give him money because he's not going to take him out. Yeah. You got any guesses?
Jim said the Juggalos pay-per-views. Yeah, they're wrestling.
Oh,
so we can watch that.
Jim, someone on this podcast loves the Juggalos.
Oh yeah, love the Juggalos. I've never watched their wrestling. I'm sure it's terrible.
It's terrible. Loves it.
I'm sure this is real bad. Yeah.
Wait a minute, is that the no, that was actually a concert. Remember when one of them tried to drop kick Fred Durst?
My God. So I listened to I don't know if I told you this, I listened to an interview on that he was like, so he said at concerts, there was like a big concert where all of them were doing, you know what I mean? It was like a festival. And he says, when I'm at those, I take the makeup off. Nobody knows what the fuck I look like. Right. And he's like, so I take the makeup off and I just go out and I just fucking like hang out in the crowd and shit. And he's like, well, we were like getting over by the like side of the stage. And I noticed that like, it was just this like fucking security guard. Right. And like he didn't, and I was like, let's go on fucking stage. And he like got everybody up on stage and they were all dancing around. And he just jokingly like was like, they were like, man, we're so close. He's like, man, I could drop kick Fred Durst from here. And they're like, you should do it, whatever. He's like, I'll fucking do it if he comes over here. And then he said at some point, like he started getting close and they're all like, you gonna fucking do it? And he's like, oh shit. Right. And he's like, fuck. So he said he was trying to do a working, because they're wrestlers. He said he was trying to do a working drop kick. And he goes, what I forgot until I was midway up in the air is Fred Durst doesn't know how to take a working fucking drop kick. He doesn't fucking wrestle. And he's like, so I stayed there waiting for him to lean into it. And he's like, and I just fell to the goddamn greatest fucking
story. Yeah, it didn't look good. Yeah, didn't look good. It didn't look good at all.
Yeah, I can only imagine he was on a lot of drugs and or alcohol at the time. I can only imagine.
Or both.
Had to be a good time.
So do you got any guesses on who Don Callis is going to get? So now it looks like Don Callis has been the person to hire this help. So who do you think it is?
Is he just going to use his own help? Is he going to send like Cage and Arthur after him? And
that's who I thought. Yeah, I thought it could have been cool. You could have popped a rating with Nick Gage.
This is starting to be and Cena turns heel with you, right? And then Nick Gage comes out.
Nick Gage. T-Mac, how would you write this thing? Well, first off, Nick
Gage enters the fucking arena.
Yeah, he gets in here.
With the largest pizza cutter we've ever seen.
How's Nick Gage going to fight himself? We'll figure it out.
Fuck Your Mama 2 times says, any NWA pay-per-view with Tyrus as the champ, seeing him hit the ropes is comedy gold. Well, fuck that guy too, so.
Yeah. I hope he has diabetes and they take a foot. Wouldn't that be great? Fuck him. Piece of shit. God, what a fucking piece of shit. So there we go. We got that. Then Tim, we got to bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
We got to bring it back. It's right before the main event.
Oh, yes.
So you know what time that is.
That is, it's
time
for the women.
For the women.
Yes. We had gotten away from this for a while, right?
Mm-hmm. Not this night. Got right back to the old Excel spreadsheet. Women here. There we go.
Segment right before the main event is the women's segment.
Always, all the time. And here we go. We get Penelope Ford versus Jamie Hayter.
It's a good segment, though. Yeah.
So Jamie Hayter wins.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that was the right call?
I mean, I guess there wasn't a right call here for me because this was, again, fine. It was a good, they handled the feud well. And the match was good and hard-hitting. But it was just about bragging rights, right? And so, if I'm, again, I know it's just suspend disbelief, but if I'm watching a live fight, I don't give a shit about your bragging rights over this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have an investment there. But it's fine. I probably would have made the same call, I guess. I think I would use Penelope Ford somewhere else right now and give her, her own story and character. I think just because I think they're trying to make Jamie Hayter the thing, right? They're trying to make her be like, everybody, let's cheer her.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would have Penelope Ford cheat to win for this reason. She said, 2 years of frustration, you're going to feel it. And Jamie Hayter said, okay, cool, whatevs. Now you got to look like an idiot, right? I would have had her beat Jamie Hayter. I would have them rematch. Jamie Hayter beats Penelope. Then you do at Full Gear if you want, because you could do this match the next week, right? Then there's the blow off. You could do it 0 hour. You could do it on the pay-per-view, right?
Right for the main event.
Right before the main event. That's perfect time for it. But then you know what I would maybe have happen after this? Because Jamie Hayter needs to be the star coming out of this. I do agree with you. We need to have, because we love Jamie Hayter. Hayter's going to hate. She needs to be a star coming out of this. But Penelope Ford, but Penelope Ford, especially right after this, kind of left for dead. Kind of looks like a dope.
Yeah.
What I would do is Penelope Ford, Jamie Hayter wrestle at Full Gear. We're getting to a spot where we're about to have some fun. You get the vendetta, because again, Penelope Ford has a vendetta against Jamie Hayter. You get the vendetta to come out to help Penelope Ford. Penelope Ford joins the vendetta, and there you go. This Jamie Hayter can overcome all three of them. And here we go. Now we got a star. The vendetta can still look cool because they got some things there. And there you go. That's what I would
good fit for that.
Yeah, thanks.
I like it.
Thanks. Tony Khan. Anytime.
Yeah, Tony Khan. Anytime.
No one calls me. You could easily call me. No one else does.
Yeah, always Tom's number is 81. Oh, never mind.
Tony,
Yeah.
All right. So then we get to the main event. And it is the Don Callis families, the Protostar, Kyle Fletcher, the international champion, Takeshita, taking on Rick O'Shea and a mystery partner. So before we announce who the mystery partner was, who did you think it was?
Well, I didn't think Powerhouse Hobbs, which I thought earlier. So that was kind of I just thought, oh, Powerhouse Hobbs isn't back yet, right? Honestly, I didn't have a guess. I was sitting there just kind of waiting. I honestly didn't have a guess. Who did you think it was?
Osprey. I thought it was going to be Osprey. And that's
which is weird because he was there, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I thought this was great. I thought it was also awesome because Ricochet builds it up. Hey, you two morons. Guess whose contract, has elapsed with the Don Callis family? And he's pissed off about it. This guy. So at least it was good. Because if you would have just said mystery partner is this guy, it would have been like, well, why? And then wish it was Osprey instead,
Okay, Mama 2 times says, I thought it was going to be Matt Sydal. And I don't know if he's being serious there or not, but I mean.
Isn't he gone? I think he's gone, right?
Oh, is he gone? Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
Let's
not.
look on the roster page here.
They were a former tag team, Ricochet and Matt Sydal.
Oh, were they? Oh, he's there. Yep, he's there still on the.
Oh, he's still there? Okay.
Yep.
But his brother isn't, right?
For a while? Yeah, his brother isn't.
Yeah.
No, he's not on there.
The Yoga Monster.
Yeah.
What a heel. He's flexible.
Nice guy.
Yeah. Prick of a human, but nice guy. No, I'm kidding. I really don't know. I'm just joking.
Only met him. Was nice those times. I'll say that.
He was nice, but I also.
But I don't know.
Yeah, he was nice.
Life. I don't know.
Yeah, but it also felt like maybe he didn't like me, which then makes me not like you.
Yeah.
But I get it. Look how I look. I know what I look like. Yeah.
You're not a yoga monster, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. I'm not walking into your local Pilates.
Probably didn't have enough sage burning around, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, I hate smoke, so no sage for me.
That's it. No incense. Yeah, you definitely are not hanging out with him.
Yep. Nope. So smoke is the deal breaker. Powerhouse Hobbs though walks out.
It's Powerhouse Hobbs. I loved it.
And they get right to it. Boom, boom, boom. We're fighting. Fight. Here.
Wrestle.
Wrestle. I told you this gimmick. Hey, now that we got a handful of people in the chat, tell me, side quest, tell me if you like this idea. This is an idea I had for a gimmick. The guy or girl only tries to pin. There's no punches. There's no whips into the ring.
How do you get them on the ground?
To the corner. Wrestles them. He tries to wrestle them, like does the schoolboy, does the
grab and tackle. And,
it's all pins. Yeah, now I'm gonna single leg into a pin. Like, God damn it! Like, that's it.
Brian Danielson. That's as close as you're gonna get to it.
That's as close as you're gonna get.
That's as close as you're gonna get to it.
I think that'd be a good idea. I don't know, just a wrestle. But here we go. We get at the end of the match, Ricochet pins Takeshita. Fun. And then after the match, Fletcher attacks Hobbs, attacks Ricochet, and then he's gonna beat the holy hell out of Ricochet here. And Mark Davis, which, man, does he look like the combination of every generic person?
What did he like?
He hates to dress up.
Mark Davis just got off the flight and I don't know what is going on.
Well, yeah. So he came over here from Australia to America. He hasn't got his check yet. So he's like, oh, this is the only thing I got.
Can't sit at the hotel. I'm just hanging out. I took an Uber from the airport. I got to go right back.
Yeah. Fuck? Yeah.
I paid the Uber a $20 to hold my bags, man. I don't even got a locker in here.
Yeah. Yeah. So Mark Davis walks out. He kind of looks like a buff Freddie Mercury to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Yeah, like Freddie Mercury's like meaner brother.
Yeah.
Who doesn't sing.
Eddie Mercury.
Who doesn't like
Yeah. Yeah.
Eddie Mercury.
Yeah. Yeah.
God damn it.
A little abusive sometimes.
Yes. After he gets kicked to the curb after this storyline, he needs to come back as Eddie Mercury.
Mm-hmm. He could do the whole get up. Yes.
Oh, he could come out with who is it that there's a girl who does it, right? She does the boom boom clap and she wears the queen. You know what I'm talking about in AEW?
Oh yeah. Yes. That's the Emi Sakura.
Yeah, he'd come out with her.
And you get Johnny TV to revive the old fake Jim Morrison gimmick, and now we're just going, oh yeah, let's do it.
Which, side note, again, we'll get back to the main event fallout for a minute. Did you see the Eminem and Johnny TV, and he does the fucking thing, and they're going, oh my God. And then they do the drop down.
Yeah. I love Eminem here. Like, this is fun.
Lexi Nair's like looking at him like, I don't know.
I had no, like, when I saw the clips of them doing that thing in WWE, I was like, this is weird. And then when they've been here and allowed to unleash it like full bore, it's awesome. It's so fun.
Yeah, they have been great. And Johnny TV, again, another person where charisma didn't do him any favors. The silly dumb shit that he does, it's really good. Like the leaving and all of that.
He's one of those where you're like, man, you're a really beautiful guy. Like, you're very pretty. Like,
you're
good at wrestling.
Got those abs. Hey, you got those abs. Don't lose them, pal. I don't think you're getting any other job. Okay, don't lose those abs. Okay, back to this though. Eddie Mercury then runs down and he's like, and then Lance Archer comes
or
down.
something like that, right?
Yeah. Oh,
where's my Foster's or something like that?
Bloomin' onion.
God, we're so bad. All right, we're inclusive again. We are inclusive.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. But then Lance Archer comes out and he goes, I'm gonna throw you down. And then Brian Cage nails Davis with the lariat. There you go. And then here comes Adam Cole, because next week he's got a match with Takeshita. So I guess.
Well, he knows they're out to get him, right? Maybe I thought maybe he saw the segment with MJF paying them off, so he knows I better get ahead of this.
I didn't even put that together. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. That makes more sense.
Maybe, but they leaned more into the Takeshita thing because Takeshita.
Right, yeah, because then they just
maybe not
hug. Yeah, then they just hug and go back to the back. And then Fletcher took
fight off into the corner, exit stage left.
And this hockey fight thing where we just smack the ribs softly, we got to get rid of that in wrestling. It's so stupid looking. No, hit him in the head.
Yeah, shove somebody, drag them a little, fight back, that kind of stuff. Much rather than the like you're saying, the fake punches to the ribs while like a tickle fight while we go to the back.
Yeah, tickle him. I'd rather you tickle him.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? He runs away from you.
So there's a gimmick. The guy only tries to tickle. God damn it, Tony.
Tony, call me. God damn it. I got all these great ideas. But Fletcher has a screwdriver and he's like, I'm going to take your eye out.
Screwdriver again. At least they're sticking to a theme with the screwdriver thing in the Callis family.
That's their thing.
It's their thing.
Yeah.
But they got to stab somebody with this thing someday, right? This has got to go into somebody. Nick Gage. There you go.
He would do it. Before, you know what I mean? But before the screwdriver spot could happen to Eddie Mercury, We get
the
Ospreay.
Ospreay. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing about his music too. Even if he's not over the dun 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 dun, dun it sounds like an ovation, even if it's not.
So, but here's what bothered me.
That's a good idea.
I like it.
Yeah.
But here's what bothered me. He came out in gear. And he seemingly not looked on the show, right?
No, he just came out in sweatpants. He didn't come out in all his fun stuff. But he wasn't wearing a shirt. Yeah, okay. He had all the.
All right, okay. But he had all the KT tape on. Again, like, what do you know? But I guess if you were recovering and you had your KT tape on and you're just hanging out in your sweats, you saw your friend getting beat up and you went to rush out there, you threw your shirt off to the side first.
Well, you should also throw off the KT tape because it's just duct tape.
Well, and like, but if you were there, right? And I understand maybe your shirt's off, maybe you're pumping some weight in the back or something like that, right? As you do. Mm-hmm. And he's back there doing push-ups, right? And you know your guys, right? Like Mark Davis is here. I'm sure you guys were talking.
Yeah, I'm right out with them.
You know, there's a fight going on out there. Took you a while.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Hitting on somebody in the back? What's going on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Britt Baker's like, go out and help. Well, what happened?
Yeah. What? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot that was now.
Yeah. By the way, one thing I did miss that I got excited about is they announced that Mina Sakurai, Mina Sakurai is coming back. Is coming back next week. And yeah, we love Mina, but then right in the middle of it, Mina's name went black and white for a split second. Best wrestler in the world's coming back.
Yeah, I hope so, man. We need more Toni Storm on our TV and fast.
She's the best.
Yeah, she is the best. You know what? We haven't also talked about that happened in the show was they talked about Okada and the impending here Continental Classic.
Oh yeah.
And Jim asked us earlier who we want to be in that, and you know, folks have been chiming back and forth. I've got some names. I can go through some names as you think of a few. So, you know, when I think of the Continental Classic, I think of like this is wrestling, right? We need, you know, you don't just necessarily need only mat wrestlers for this thing, but it's primarily that's what this is, right? It's a tournament. We're going to go off that. So I'm thinking, I'm going to go names like I'm going to throw a Shelton Benjamin in this thing, right?
Of course, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jay White can go in this thing.
He was in it last year.
Yeah, he was in it last year though, so maybe not. Shibata can go in this thing. Kyle Fletcher can go in this thing. I wouldn't. Powerhouse Hobbs would be a fun wild card for me, right? Get a big man, some meat in there. Roosh, another meat that I would like to see in this. Wasn't he in the last one, Roosh?
Yeah, he was. So that was my question. Did they address this? If you were in last year's, can you be in another one like back-to-back years?
That's a good thing. Does anybody know that? And some of their let's go back through this chat here and see what some of them said, huh? Okada, right, well, Okada's going to be in it, right?
He has to be, yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly, Roddy.
Yeah, I'll give you someone who adds credibility to the tournament. If he's we're assuming people are healthy here. Adam Copeland. You put Edge in this fucking thing, and that means like some real top talent want to be. Because again, Moxley was in it and all that. So I'm not saying like no top talent's ever been it, but he's a
big name. Yeah, of course.
Historically, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd put him in it.
You could throw a Claudio in that, right? They could say like, hey, but I feel like with their storyline, if they don't win something, not a good look. And so then are we making them win it? Looking through some other names here. Ooh, Daniel Garcia.
He was in it last year.
Yeah, he was in it last year.
Can I give you a wild card?
Yeah.
Danhausen.
In the Continental
Have
Classic.
Some fun. Have some fun.
That's what I'm saying. Throw a few wild cards in there would be great. Yeah. I'm trying to exclude current champions. So like a Jack Perry is out, right?
Well, and here's another thing about a Danhausen is someone apparently has to lose all of it or something. And so if he lost all of it, wouldn't hurt him at all. So I'd put a tag wrestler in there too. Maybe like a top flight guy, maybe one of them.
If you are setting up an impending breakup, like I said, you can still do of Private Party, you put one of them in there now, and the other one be like, "What are you doing, man? We got tag times." I'm like, "I can do this too, man. I can do this too."
Yep. I like that. I do like that.
Taking their advice from Stokely.
Big Stoke.
Just because he's under contract and apparently maybe he still has to keep wrestling for you, put in Penta. Just back at you ain't leaving for WWE, right, motherfucker. Go do that.
We'll get this work. You're gonna lose every match in this.
Okay, here you go. This would be my top 3. I'm going Adam Copeland.
Mm-hmm.
I am going Danhausen to add some levity to the situation. Look at that, because that's what he would bring. All that kind of stuff. This right here, he would give right there.
Except they
yeah, exactly. And to just give a absolute Ricky Starks.
Is he still around? Is he gonna?
He's under contract. He's going to be in St. Louis. Dan the Dad's got him.
That's true. That's right. He did the they went to Glory Pro.
Glory Pro.
We should go see that. Dan the Dad. That's another recommendation after you get done listening to this podcast of your YouTube and look for some Dan the Dad matches.
Follow him. Follow him on social media. He's a smart man too. He knows his shit.
He's not the
No.
That's good to know.
No.
Usually business owners can kind of,
Oh, I know. What do you think about a Samoa Joe? If Adam Copeland's not healthy enough.
Samoa Joe would be amazing. Yeah, any big names you can throw in there like that would be great. Yeah, if Joe's healthy and wanting to do it, absolutely. A Miro, but apparently that might not ever be a thing again here either.
Which is fine. Yeah, I think this year needs to have a little more fun. Last year was to like give it credibility. It's Moxley, it's Jay White, it's all of these
Eddie
Daniel
Kingston
Garcia, Eddie Kingston, his redemption. Brian Danielson was in it, right? This year, if you're not going to do Danhausen, because let's say Tony Khan's mad at Danhausen for being friends with CM Punk. I'm just saying that's a rumor that I saw. So who knows? Gotcha. Put in the Beast Mortis, right? Put in him.
Oh yeah. That would be amazing. Yeah. Again, yeah. Well, and I would almost lean into it that like this is a serious thing, and then Beast Mortis is there, and people are like,
"Fuck." What do you have to say about your upcoming match? Yeah. Ooh. Put in MJF. Gets done with this feud. MJF wants more of the wins everything in this company.
Wrestling with Neurodivergence Pod says Tom's roar is much better than mine.
I've been angry a lot in my life, so a lot of practice.
Well, lately there's a lot to be angry about, man. So yeah, Continental Classic. I'm excited to see how this one plays out. Right, we got the first one. Let's see how this goes. One last
one, because I just looked at it because I just took a peek at the roster after I said Beast Mortis. If you want to like play around with, are we going to split the team up or not? Put in Max Caster. Doesn't he say he's the best wrestler alive? Prove it, motherfucker. Yeah,
I like it. Yeah, that could be good. Yeah, same thing, right? Mm-hmm. Same thing I was saying, like with the private party or whatever, right? So
yeah,
one of them, Max Caster, or even Anthony Bowen, right? And the other one's just chilling. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, you didn't tell me you were doing that. You signed up for that and be like, why didn't you sign up for it?
Yeah, I'm the best wrestler. I'm the best wrestler alive. I felt like I should prove it this year. So what's your problem with it?
Jim says beef. Let's get beef.
He's fun. I do like him. I like beef. He is good. Yeah. No Mark Briscoe because he did it last year.
Yeah.
Maybe a Juice Robinson would be fun. If you want to get crazy, you could do Hologram because Hologram would need some TV time. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. All good names. It'll be interesting to see what happens with it. Still a little interesting. I feel like that they can just like Okada defends the title also outside of this. Like it's weird to me.
I don't get any of that. Doesn't make any sense to me at all.
But what does?
Just doesn't, it just doesn't need to be a title. It just make it the winner, and the winner gets a shot at whatever championship they want. Because then you can do the women's Continental Classic, and you don't have to have a women's Continental Champion. Like, get rid of the championship thing. It's silly.
I agree. Yep, I agree with that. Well, is there anything else you want to hit on before we let these fine folks go get back to their evening, and we will we'll wait for another round of AEW?
I just say, find the hope and the happiness wherever you can get it.
Yeah. Community. Find your community. Take care of each other. And fuck fascism. And with that, see you next week.